welcome back to another week of Lisa Study Guides, where I give you helpful, I hope they're helpful, and valuable advice for your English subject. And today I'm going to do a pretty quick video answering Samantha's question. Thank you, Samantha, so much for asking and watching and supporting these videos. And the question is, in future SACs and or the exam, what if you don't understand the prompt or if you're struggling on how to respond to the prompt? Your videos are amazing and so helpful. I hope you can do a video on my question. Well, Samantha, I am going to do a video on your question, so let's go. Many of us will come across prompts or essay topics that we will find difficult to understand, and therefore we'll struggle to write an essay as a result. Now, there are some things that you can do to help ease that process, and the first thing I would recommend is to make sure that you actually really understand all of your keywords. This sounds like it's a really simple tip, but honestly, this is one of the tips that I used and I felt like was really helpful for me. Sometimes you're just going to get words that you simply don't know. Don't guess, or worse, forget about it. Make sure you look it up in a dictionary. Now, apart from the words that we don't know, we often get words that we do know, and it's really easy to jump to conclusions and presume or assume that we know what that word means. Don't make assumptions about particular words, because this is just as bad as not knowing the word itself. In order to succeed in the theatre, the only values that count are egotism and ruthless ambition. Now, when you look at this prompt, you're probably feeling like there's a bunch of keywords there, and it's really loaded with vocab that you'll need to use throughout your essay. One of the keywords here would be egotism. Now, we all know that to be egotistic is to be up yourself, to kind of be snobby, to be really like self-proud. But do we really and truly know what that means in a definition sense? I don't know. Let's look it up. Okay, so I just looked up the word egotism, and it says the fact of being excessively conceited or absorbed in oneself. Okay, now this has actually shifted my perspective on things. This has helped me to understand that word egotism in a much clearer picture than I would have before, where I knew what that word meant and I knew what was associated, but I didn't actually know it. So this is a really simple tip, but if you apply it, look it up in the dictionary, you'll be surprised at how much clearer it makes the essay prompt for you. Number 2, identify synonyms. Synonyms are basically words that mean essentially the same thing as the original word you're looking for. So for example, if we look at the word egotism here in a thesaurus, you'll see words like self-centeredness, egocentricity, self-interest, narcissism, self-admiration, and heaps more. Now, just by being aware of the synonyms, it opens our minds up to understanding this word on another level. Yes, we can look at dictionary definitions, but sometimes that's not enough. So what students sometimes ask me is, I don't actually get a thesaurus inside my assessment, what can I do in that case? Don't let that hinder you. I never let it hinder me when I was at school. So, like I mentioned before, when we looked at the word egotism, we actually saw the words conceited and self-absorbed. Write those words down. These words will become synonyms for your use later on in your essay, so that you don't necessarily always have to keep using the word egotism, egotism, egotism as well. Having said that, when you practice writing essays at home before an actual assessment, I highly recommend that you do use a thesaurus to find synonyms to help you really consolidate your knowledge on what the prompt is really asking. Because if you do the hard yard before you actually go into an assessment, you'll tend to find that the same keywords keep popping up, and by the time you're in your assessment, then you already know what that word means and the connotations and implications that come with that word. Now to the third thing, and the question that I would ask you to ask yourself is, if I don't get this prompt, is it because there are gaps in my knowledge about the text? Sometimes when I give prompts to students and they don't fully comprehend it, it's often because they haven't really studied this particular theme in detail, or they've completely missed a massive idea that was presented in the book. So before you actually get into essay writing, you really need to make sure that you do know the text in full detail. And And looking at essay prompts will help you do this, so make sure that you brainstorm and break it down first. Draw a mind map and write down as much as you know based on this prompt. Looking at mind maps, you'll see certain areas where there will be gaps, and those are the gaps that you need to fill in before you go and formulate your arguments or contentions for your essay. And as an extra tip, if you are doing the hard yard before you go into assessments and you are practicing essay prompts, if there is one that you just don't understand and you've tried all of the tips that I've given you, don't just go ahead and try to smash out an essay on something that you really are not 100% sure on. Go and ask your teacher, go and ask your friends, or chuck it in the comments below and see if any of the other Lisa Study Guide subscribers can help you out. But the key thing here is that you really need to know your essay prompt well and feel 100% confident with it before you go into an essay and write about it. Practice, practice, practice is key. And if you didn't know already, I co-authored this study guide, and it actually does teach you on how to break down prompts in a way so that even if you didn't understand it, you will understand it at the end of the day. So if you wanted to check this out, then I'll chuck it in the description box below and also in a card. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I love it when you guys ask me questions because that not only helps you, but it also helps me create video content that I know will be helpful for you. Subscribe to this channel if you liked what you saw today and you're looking for more English advice. Anyways, that's about it for this week. I will catch you guys later, and if there's anything that you didn't think that I really covered in this video, feel free to keep asking me questions below because I will keep answering them for you guys. Alright, see you guys next week.